Have you been looking for a spec that requires constant mobility to the point it makes you basically look like this when you play? Because you spend so much fucking time kiting every melee and their mothers in-game. Because if they catch you, you will die in one hit. Well, congratulations, you fucking masochist, because we found the class for you. Introducing Primeval, the main archer spec, with a gearing requirement that will make you want to slit your wrists. Because it's the most gear-dependent class in the game. Offering high single-target DPS, mobility, and average CC, Primeval is recommended if you don't plan on quitting the game in 2 months and have a decent ping, because there are 2 types of archer players.
Hey, just working on a new batch. Oh God! Oh God! Why would you shoot me?
Oh, is that what I did, Shoot you with a bullet?
Yes! Yes! That's exactly what you did! Ah! Thwomp, no! You did it again! Stay back, man! Stay back!
No, go ahead! Shoot me!
So basically, if you did not get the point, you either want low ping or to play another class, because not even exit lag is going to help you. The first skill we want to go over is Piercing Shot, which will deal an initial chunk of damage and will cause them to bleed 14 seconds, dealing a small amount of damage over time. This skill will deal 20% less damage if the target is within 8 meters of you. The skill Charged Bolt deals a chunk of damage and slows them for 2.5 seconds. Charge Bolt also cannot be blocked, dodged, or parried, which is really great when you are tickling abolishers.
Ted, you're it. Stop! I don't like this game!
Charged Bolt also has a combo effect with Piercing Shot, causing the slowed target to be slowed harder. The next skill is Endless Arrows, which only really has an end if your ping is in the double digits. It deals 62% of your range damage. This damage will be reduced by 20% if the target is within 8 meters of you. This skill is your main damaging ability, as you will be spamming this more than the spam mail you get from a poor Nigerian prince in your emails. Additionally, Endless Arrows have a combo effect with 2 other skills. They are Charged Bolt and Toxic Shot. This is because Endless Arrows deal 24% more damage to slowed targets and 34% more damage to poison targets. Speaking of, the skill Toxic Shot is a skill in the Shadow Play tree that identifies as a fucking range ability. It deals a good small burst of damage poisoning them, and then does additional damage over time for 6 seconds. And if you haven't noticed a trend, this skill, like the others, deals 20% less damage if the target is within 8 meters of you. The next skill snare is, well, I'll let you take a guess. That's right, it's a fucking snare. And it snares the targets for 7.4 seconds, which this effect is reduced in PvP by 50%. The other skill called Snipe is your farthest range skill, going as far as 48 meters. It deals big burst damage and is your hardest hitting ability. Additionally, it has a combo effect with Snare, where it knocks down snared targets. Also, please note that Snipe has a cast time of 1.5 seconds. The next skill is called Boneyard, or as I like to call it, the Bone Zone, because you're basically dicking down on anyone that you trap in here. This skill does small burst damage and traps your enemies in a 5-meter radius for 10 seconds. Be aware that people trapped inside it can break out of it. Additionally, those inside this can be sniped, so it's very common to Boneyard and then snipe your targets inside. All other skills will be affected by line of sight. The next skill is Concussive Arrow. This skill has a cast time, but is your second hardest hitting ability. When it hits a target, it puts the shackle debuff on them, which locks them out of ranged and melee skills. Also note that this skill should always land as Concussive Arrow cannot be blocked, dodged, or parried. Double Recurve is a skill that gives a buff that increases your range damage by 17% for 30 minutes. There is no reason to not have this up at all times. The next is Intensity. This makes you immune to fear and slowly increases your crit rate over time for 16 seconds. You want to pop this skill first in combat before the skill free runner, so the crit chance starts increasing right away. which the next skill from the Shadow Play Tree Free Runner increases your movement speed by 40%, attack speed by 64, and agility by 180. Remember to pop intensity first and then Free Runner before any fight. So a basic combo for a primeval when under pressure is to backdrop and then throw dagger the moment a melee goes in on you. Backdropping increases the range of throw dagger, and throw dagger will apply a massive debuff, including a slow, which is the important part for you. After you throw dagger, you want to immediately use charge bolt, which will combo with throw dagger, making it into a stun. You then want to apply either a piercing shot or a poison shot. The damage over time effect from either of these skills will prevent them from stealthing away. You want to follow that up with Boneyard and cast a snipe at them, then disengage using stealth, then re-engage, opening up with a concussive arrow, which will shackle them. You want to try and DPS and kite the target while consistently moving using your mobility skills, and not do what I did here and turn your back to the target. It's important to note that Primeval is at its strongest when with a group, as this class has a really high skill ceiling in a 1 versus 1 and can die really easily. If a Prime does not have pressure on them, they can actually delete targets fairly quickly. Your biggest problem on a Prime will be facing Dark Runners, as the only thing they need to do to drop you half the time is Shadow Step, and then leech you, putting you to sleep, which then guarantees them free stun locks. You can see how easy it is to die to a Dark Runner.
What? What the fuck?
For Primeval, you want to use dual wielding, specifically Obsidian Spear main hand and Obsidian Dagger offhand. This is because their weapon passives are just insanely good, especially spears.
Oh my god! Wow!
The spear basically gives all your range skills a chance to apply Feral's Mark. When that applies, it keeps on applying up to 30 stacks, which then knocks down the target at 30 stacks. What this debuff does is each stack reduces its physical defense by -40 per stack. Everything in blue is a must-have for Primeval and should be taken if you're new to the class. Everything in purple are things you can switch out for, while everything that's in red you shouldn't take. The stuff that is highlighted in orange you can take but needs to be taken together. A quick tip for the 2 orange skills is to activate Deadeye first and then float. Lastly, Stalker's Mark is not a bad skill to take when in a group and using it on a healer. Everyone can focus on this target, and every hit that person takes adds to the number of attacks suffered. If you're looking for an alternative class to play, you can try out Ebonsong, as it has a similar feel. An alarm call replaces Shrug It Off as a CC break. That pretty much wraps up this video. I am LexiCat, and thanks for watching. And remember, low ping equals good archer.